So let's take a minute to think about the character that we're playing, what our accents are, where we're from, what our ideals are, who we trust, who we like,
There.
who we hate.
I hate people from there.
So do I. Travel 450 miles away from them.
What are our standard reactions to strangers or
Distrust.
unusual things?
Targets.
So, okay. I'm going to need the two of you. Let's see. We're Demitrius and Bask
And
Brise. I need Demitrius and Brise to roll a d20.
The first rolls of the campaign.
16.
13.
Okay. So,
You're dead.
Is that if we roll a 1 that we're just dead? I mean, sorry guys. All right, this is
Game
over.
over.
See you
It's
later.
just,
I guess we'll finish on time.
it's the Bask show.
So, Demitrius awakes to a dark evening. He's on the road, and you've got a burning coal embers in your campfire, and you see there are strangers around your campfire, and you are quite confused.
Where am I about
You don't know.
in the world?
You don't know.
Oh, I've just awoken.
You're
and
so
I'm here.
confused. You have no. You're waking up around strangers in the forest.
In a campfire that I didn't necessarily build. That I can't remember.
It just seems really unusual. The last thing you remember was
Was she in the same situation?
No, he doesn't.
Oh.
It's just a him.
Based off his roll. Okay.
yes.
I was like, okay.
What do you do?
Very quickly take count that I have all of my things, my walking stick, and then standing up quickly we'll address them. Who are you? What am I doing here?
Okay. So as you look for your things, you notice that your quarterstaff is actually missing.
Who has taken my things, my items from me?
Are you saying this?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Who has taken this? Who are you?
At this point, Brise and Bask wake up, and
Oh, they were asleep.
and they are waking up in a confused state. They do not understand where they are, what time of day it is, how they got here.
Does anyone know where you are?
Who are you? I don't know
Do
why
I know
I'm
who he
here.
is?
No,
Oh, I've seen it before.
you have no idea who he is.
But I know him, right? Kind of.
You recognize him, but you do not recognize the situation.
Okay.
Well, I look over at you and I say, well, this is an interesting mess we've gotten ourselves in. I don't quite remember how I fell asleep or when, and who's this man yelling about a stick?
I'm gonna look around and see if I can find his stick.
I'm
so
looking
he
for my
stops.
rapiers.
Okay, roll perception.
Okay.
You notice your rapiers are missing.
That's a big problem with me. I'm losing my mind. Losing my ever-loving mind. That is
14.
my...
14?
13.
13.
I can add.
13.
Is
You're
my-
looking for his quarterstaff.
Is
Yeah.
my mask with me?
You do not see it.
Okay.
Do I have my mask?
Yes.
Okay. I don my mask and I cast Minor Illusion on myself to appear like slightly covered in flames, like dark flames, like licking off my
Sort
body.
of like a fairy fire kind of.
Kind of like, it's not real
effect.
fire, but
Sure.
it's basically an intimidation effect.
Sure.
And I loudly say, "Where are my swords?"
Okay.
And
Are you-
I intimidate whoever's around
Are
me.
you
and it doesn't
trying
work.
to start something? Because
I think you should roll again because that dropped off.
No, it
That's
landed.
alright. That's fine.
Oh, it did?
You rolled
I
a
rolled,
5.
But I have a 6 plus 6
Plus
with
6, so you're
intimidation.
11 on it.
Oh, you have a plus 6?
I have a plus 6 on a few things.
You two
Yeah.
need to roll against his intimidation.
There's no one else here? But there's a fire lit.
What do we add
do
to
we-
that?
Can I get a little like?
Do we add anything?
It's
to that?
burning embers at this point.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't want to
You add
step
your
on it. Can I get like a little
persuasion.
bit of a description of like what you guys look like,
Oh,
or
13.
who like?
Yeah, when you
what
look
I-
at
what
when you look
I
at me,
see-
you see a very, very handsome man who's dressed in all black, has a black robe, black hood. He also is wearing a mask that's super plain, just wood. It just has slits and a mouth slit
And how do we know that he's very handsome then?
because I just put it on.
Oh.
So I'd seen him
You
beforehand.
saw me beforehand, just like perfect chin, classic hero look, tan, blue eyes, kind of like the blondish. Have you seen Game of Thrones? Okay, Jaime Lannister, kind of along that line, just like I'm amazing, but he doesn't give that bravado, but he looks like
But how
that.
can you see this though if it's night though?
Well, we're
Oh.
around a
We
campfire.
looked at each other for a
I
That's
second.
what
thought it
he
was just
said.
embers though.
But I put it on. I immediately don this cloak of like, if you don't give back my sword to somebody, I'm gonna hurt someone.
Is it that
What
dark?
did you roll against his intimidation?
Oh,
Sorry, you what?
Here, let's
I
see.
did 13.
13.
That seems
What
to be
would
my
that?
number.
What
It's
roll?
11,
What
okay.
roll would that be?
That's gonna be.
Up to you.
An
You can
intelligence.
We'll roll your intimidation against his.
You can do that.
Yeah, we'll just do that.
That would be a 19.
Okay, so no one's
intimidated.
totally impressed, but that's
No.
fine. I wasn't for them
Yeah.
because I see that they're not carrying my swords.
So
and he's
I'm
also
I'm
using the
guessing
staff.
I don't have my glaive then. My spear thing.
It is also missing.
Yeah.
What do you see on her while I'm stomping off? Because
Yeah.
I'm playing
Yeah.
my character.
And
This is his big deal to him.
Yeah.
He cannot lose that.
You see a little human girl. Well, like a young woman, and I have white hair,
Okay.
and that's all you can tell right now in
Just
the dark.
yeah, small.
What do you
female,
see when you
white
see
hair.
you? I actually am really curious.
A taller man, full-grown
Human?
human man, who is slender. I mean, from what you can see by the light of the ember, he is slender, but not skinny. Has
So he's
a
lean,
type of
but he's
power.
toned.
Yeah, from what you can see from the shape, but again,
It is done.
he's in black as well. He's in what you would consider to be black robes. Essentially, for lack of a better explanation, monk's robes.
Mhm.
Right. So very tight to the skin, very
Easy to move around.
easy to move around in, but a cloak on his back. So
Okay.
tall, lean figure, black hair. From what you can tell, it's all black.
Yeah.
And then very grim,
So are you like tan, pale?
pale with a pale, dark, and slender,
Okay.
but not in a very confused and assessing the situation kind of body language, but if something were to jump out, it's not going to go well for that.
So he looks like he carries himself well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, storming off into the distance.
However, as I'm storming off, I'm still going to be like looking for people ready to jump out. Someone stole my weapon.
Okay, so you're rolling perception.
Yeah,
And
I'm
I'm
also
following close
readying. I'm
behind
also
him.
readying like an action.
You've got your stick ready. Or
No,
did you get rid of
I
the
got
stick?
rid of my stick. I'm
Okay.
getting a spell ready.
'Cause he's
just in
really
case.
mad.
Okay.
Oh, I'm pissed. Yeah,
Okay.
it is my sword. It is not a.
Okay,
thing
so
that I
with
shouldn't
my
take.
stone that I used the light cantrip on, how bright is that light? As light
It's
as
20
bright as I
feet.
want it to be?
It's any color for 20 feet.
Okay, alright, it's a light blue kind of color.
Okay.
Okay.
Like soft blue.
Okay, so these two go storming off into the dark woods. What do you do? Are you staying there?
I'll sit and watch for a minute and
Okay.
kind of assess what's happening, but also keep an ear out in
Yeah, my character
case
wouldn't.
something happens.
He's like,
this is very atypical. I don't know these people. I'm going to sit and just kind of see what happens for a moment here while I try to collect where I am and what's happening.
Okay. So, are you going to go into the woods? Are you going to go down the road? What are you
I'm
gonna
headed towards the noise, but obviously I'm not going to just like
You're headed
plow
towards
through
the
noise.
trees.
There's a noise?
Okay. He heard a noise.
Like a
Nobody else is
rustling.
aware of it.
And as I'm going, I notice you behind me, and I say, "Did you also hear the noise?"
18?
Yeah.
I did.
Okay.
Yes.
He said, "We gotta find our stuff, and I don't know who the other guy is, but as far as I'm concerned, I don't trust him yet. I don't know him. I've never seen him. So perhaps we stick to ourselves for the moment until we figure out what his motive is.
You think that's what's best? Okay. Sure.
I don't know what's best. I don't know where I am.
As you continue through the woods, you've maybe gone 50 or 60 feet. You start to notice the sounds almost become rhythmic. They sound rhythmic, more
That's
rhythmic to
never
you
a
as you
good
go. Do you continue?
I stop for a moment and I look back at this fellow here and I say, "You look good with your hands. You might come up here. Maybe we don't get ambushed."
Anyways.
Can
So-
I roll a perception to see if I hear anything or see
Sure.
anything?
Yeah.
Okay. 10.
Nothing beyond what you've already perceived. You're starting to notice, oh, hey, there's some of our foot tracks from where we came from, but outside of that.
Is it in the direction that they're going?
No.
I'll say, I'm not someone who's easily snuck up on, but you seem to be going the opposite direction of where our tracks came from. Is there a reason you're going that direction?
And I'll start walking back towards the fire, kind of upset with the flames still lit. And I walk up to you and I say, "No mean to offend. I'm sure you have the best intentions, but someone took our things. Those are our tracks. Something's over there. I'm not sure if you heard it yet, but she heard it. We should go at least check it out. And if someone's making off with our goods, we need to start moving now. Thieves in the night can be really quick. I suggest we start moving. I don't think they went behind us."
What do I remember from, what's the last thing I remember?
The last thing you remember was traveling towards Amon with a young Bask in your midst. I believe you were in
We
a
were a
caravan,
group
correct?
of Vistani.
Vistani.
They're like a bunch of, like a troop.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that is actually the last thing that you're recalling at this moment.
Which is never good when you're traveling with Vistani.
Was it daytime the last thing I remember? It's just traveling during the day?
It's all kind of vague at this point.
Alright.
Yeah, I would imagine that we're not
Okay.
like, I was on a carriage and then...
Do
Yeah.
I hurt anywhere, like my head, or...
Now that you
Do I
think about it,
feel-
you feel sapped, you feel fatigued, you feel
Okay.
you feel like you've maybe been running for a week or something something akin to that. You're not exhausted.
Okay.
You just, everything kind of aches in the sore and feels
Okay.
sapped.
Sidestep, playing someone who's brash is hard for me because I'm well calculated, but
Yeah.
my wisdom and intelligence are like, they're
Mhm.
average.
Yeah.
But what I've lost makes me do something. I just hope everyone knows I'm
Yeah.
not like, this is me. I'm like, you know?
Yeah.
What are your names?
I apologize. Well, you can call me Dorian.
I look up at him, surprised.
I look at you, I pull over the mask, and I just just give you a slight look.
I saw you do that.
I know.
I will call you Dorian for the time being. What can I call you?
Brise.
Brise.
And what's your name?
You may call me Demitrius.
Demitrius. Nice to
As
meet
that
you
is
in this very
My
strange
name.
situation.
I don't know.
While they're talking, I'm looking for two branches that look sturdy enough to hit something with, and I'm picking them up in
I,
each hand.
I want to look and see if I can see any tracks leading away from the camp area,
That noise
because
is
we
probably
we
wrong.
identified
Sure.
we
you
identified
can
our
roll for it.
tracks, so I want
You
to
can roll
see.
for it.
So would that be survival?
Yes.
10.
You only see the tracks that you just made as you stormed away and came back.
Yes. I didn't slip
Yeah.
away. I just followed him.
No, I do agree.
This close
that-
to storming away.
I do agree. Let's.
You see me looking antsy as I'm just
Yes,
looking off
yes.
towards the woods with my sticks.
I can see your pain. We will find your rapiers. We will find your swords. Let's first collect. And how do I know that you aren't the one who brought me here? How do I know that you're not the one that brought?
No
how do
offense,
we
we don't
know
have
that?
time for this. They could be those people probably gone by now. Is the sound gone? Oh crap! I can't hear it. 4 + 1.
You're not sure if you hear it. You think you may, but you can't. be
I'm
sure.
looking antsy. I'm
Yeah.
just like kind of pacing and just like, I'm sorry. I will assure you. I'll give you 1,000 assurances and possibly money. I just need my stuff back.
So we're only missing our weapons,
That's never a
That's-
good sign.
That's what you've noticed. Yes.
but I still have my pack.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Good to know.
Never missing my weapons.
I know that's a good thing about a monk. That's why I have 2 clubs now.
No. Okay. Perhaps it is good. I mean, it appears that all of our things are gone, unless you're trying to stage me, or unless I'm trying to frame.
Trust me, if I was
frame
trying
us.
something, you'd be dead and there'd be no point. What I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to find my weapons.
Well,
And
we're
if you find
wasting
your
time.
weapons as well, that'd be
So,
great.
are we staying here or are we going to go?
I'm
Because
with her.
We're wasting time.
Woman of action, let's get going.
Well, where would we go? That's what I'm.
I
trying
guess
to
towards the
assess.
noise?
It's
Is
our
that
only
There's
what
a
lead
we
at the
noise.
wanna
moment.
do?
Yes, there's a noise in the woods. It's
Yes.
probably gone by now, but we should probably hurry.
So I'm gonna kind of lead the way like this, but like
Mhm.
kind of behind him because I'm
Holding out your
I'm
leg.
holding
Yeah.
my sticks and I'm ready to pummel something.
I mean, there's nothing else
just
holding
little.
us here.
I have
If
up
it
my
brings us
armor.
closer.
Yes.
I just have a breastplate, but it's
Mhm.
underneath. No one else knows that. But I'm just making sure I have it still. That's I have a pretty good armor class.
Okay.
Well, I think that's a good idea. I'll follow you.
That's wonderful. All right,
What's
so
the
let's-
marching order?
I'm going first.
and then
My
I'm,
character would.
I'm
It's just,
barely behind him,
Okay.
I'll be back a little
but
bit.
By the
my
way-
my hand is like.
unsure.
like
now that I'm
it's-
stuck in this accent, if I talk to you out of it, it's all right. Just letting you know.
Yes.
I'll
Yeah.
try to differentiate between the two. Yes, I'm walking.
Okay.
I'm trying to be ready, but
You get back to where you were, and you notice the rhythmic sound is still there, and it is probably less than 100 feet away from you.
honestly, everyone else, you hear that? Is it just me? Am I crazy?
I'm going. Would I hear it by this point?
Mm-hmm.
Then
Yes. Your
may
passive perception, yes.
Yes.
may I roll a stealth because I don't trust these two.
Sure.
I'm
You trying to get away from them?
No,
I was going to
no,
say
no.
I was going to roll
It was.
stealth as well.
I want to roll a stealth and kind of slip into the shadows of the forest and maybe draw closer and kind of observe for a minute before I
Sure.
make any snap decisions.
So yeah, go ahead and roll.
23.
Great. So you
I don't
notice,
see him move off.
You notice the way
No.
that the the orb of light is kind of lighting the woods, and you jump perfectly to the way that the light is moving through these trees and pushing the shadows all the different directions. You just move perfectly like a shadow through all of these moving shadows.
That's sexy. If I saw
I
it.
whisper to you, can you see in the dark?
Don't tell my enemies, but no.
Oh, okay. If
My
we want to
enemies, I am the
sneak,
darkness.
Exactly.
we probably should douse the light, right? Yes?
Is there any light from the moon and stars getting through here?
From the moon and stars, no, but you actually notice that there is a sort of yellow-red light filtering through the trees at this
That's
point.
Okay,
great.
so I'm going to douse my light. And then
Before
I'm
you
going
turn it
to...
off completely,
Oh.
do you mind if I hold it? I have an idea.
Okay.
And so,
Does it still keep its light
as
if
long
I
as
give it to
you
you?
concentrate on it. yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna hold it, and I'm thinking I'm gonna throw it ahead, just in case. Try to draw something to it, and then we can kill whatever this thing is that stole
With
it.
what?
I'm gonna burn it alive. I don't know.
I've never
Now-
killed
Now
anything.
I'm really glad that I stealthed.
No, I'm gonna stealth too. I'm just letting you know. I'm gonna throw it out there, and I'm gonna stealth to the side and try to get some kind of view at it.
Okay.
So,
I let go of my concentration and I'm going to use guidance to help your stealth check. And so the light
Alright,
went down.
alright,
I'm sorry.
stay here. So I get an extra
So
D4.
That's
to
what I
my-
was wondering. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
guidance
roll.
is a D4.
I'm gonna roll stealth
All right.
too.
So it's a +6.
This is on stealth.
Yes.
Correct.
Mine was
Plus
not.
6 plus 1. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So I have a 19.
Okay.
And myself was 9, so
So are you following him?
yeah.
Okay. So
That's all right. I still.
you
I
feel
said I'd protect you.
I was holding the light, and so I can't see very well now that I turned the
So
light
she's
off.
got the
So I'm
light,
like,
oh.
So you feel as though you're moving quite well, but you're hearing twigs break behind you
I
as you
just
move
stop.
along. There's some leaves
comical.
ruffling.
It's like I'm like.
like in the trailer for The Grinch,
Oh.
the loudest no I've ever heard.
So okay, so you douse the light, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if anything's looking over here, it's gonna see her, not me.
if anything, it'll hear her. Yeah.
Yeah. I will be hidden.
So are you going the same direction as them?
Oh yeah, I would
Falling
be
behind?
I would be continuing with them,
Okay.
just off.
Ready.
Especially with
Now that
when I saw him throw the rock, I just I went like that, and then I just kind of
No, I
sidestepped.
actually didn't because she doused
Oh,
it.
you didn't?
She
Okay,
doused it. I was going to
okay.
use the light to
Okay.
distract whatever
Then
it was.
never mind. I just would have continued off to the side, just kind of
Sure.
watching where they're
Sort of
going,
strafing
but
them.
protecting
Away.
myself.
Sure.
In this case.
So as you approach, you notice that the light is growing stronger as you get closer and closer.
And it's a red-yellow hue.
So it's a fire.
Yes, and you're actually seeing that it's actually a large bonfire.
Ooh.
And there are 3 figures doing some sort of weird rhythmic dance around the fire.
Are they clothed?
Yes.
Good.
Roll.
That's a good detail. I appreciate that.
I want to know what I'm cutting
all
off.
of you roll perception on what
Yes.
you're seeing.
Oh,
I just want to know what I'm cutting off.
20.
I can't see.
Natural 20?
No.
Oh, just with everything.
I can't see. I got 4.
16.
No, if it was natural running
So-
20, I would be like.
I just know they're clothed, and I'm like, okay.
As Brise is looking more closely, she notices that one of them is actually holding her weapon, and oddly enough, it looks like it's wearing your clothes as well.
Am I still wearing my clothes? Okay.
The question now is, are we even ourselves? All right, go on.
And and she appears about three quarters your height.
So she's little?
I can't see anything. What do you see up there?
Is she smaller than me?
Mm-hmm.
I turn around to look at you, and I can't see you. I rolled a 4 when I looked for you, so I
I
turn around
just
like,
gone.
do it. Oh,
There's a
he's
small
gone.
version of myself carrying my glaive.
You rolled a 12.
A small
For what?
version. Are you sure it's
For
small?
perception.
It looks
16.
small.
You would also be
whispering,
noticing
by
the
the
same
way.
thing a little bit after her here.
Okay, so
That you are also seeing somebody that's dressed exactly like you and is actually holding a quarterstaff.
are they
Is
smaller?
it smaller than
Yes.
him?
So you described this to me?
Yes.
Okay, well I'm saying I've seen
Right.
this trick before, and it's not me.
Can I roll a wisdom check to see if I recognize what
Sure.
these are?
Sure.
Oh, no. 7.
I can't see well enough to get any read. I'm not gonna roll for it.
With your 5, it seems weirdly unnatural. I mean,
Yeah.
Do I have like any inkling what maybe they could be?
You could roll, I guess, a history.
A
She
history?
saw-
History.
No.
Or maybe a nature?
I don't
Nature
know.
could also tell you.
I
Yeah.
don't know nothing.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what I did.
My
I didn't
history
have
and my
those, so I
nature
just
are
rolled a
zero.
wisdom.
That's fine. Yeah.
She doesn't know anything.
So I kind of sigh to myself as you've explained this to me, and I can't see anything. I'm playing my character. I'm going to make the flames very large on me.
Inspiration point.
Thank you. I'm
Where
even
did
if
we
it
put
kills me,
those?
I'm going to walk out and I'm gonna turn to you and say, "Stay here. If something bad happens, come running and punching. I don't care what you do. I've got to get my sword back, and whatever that is down there, has to give it back right now." And so I take these 2 clubs, because I'm proficient in simple martial. I'm fine with pretty much anything.
Okay.
And I start walking towards them, and I just bring this aura of just like death.
Sure.
And I come like flowing out of the trees, and and with my loudest, boomiest voice, which is not the original voice you heard, I say, "Where is my weapon?" And I just, this loud,
You're
booming
attempting an intimidation.
voice. Oh yeah.
Okay.
With flames and all.
Um,
Okay, 13
can-
plus 6.
While he goes
Okay,
out,
13,
can
14,
I
15, 16,
cast
17,
Shield
19.
of Faith on him? It's a shimmering field, appears and surrounds a
Hers is
creature
like
of a choice within
air.
range. He's within range of me,
Yeah,
Okay.
right?
60 feet.
And it
It's not
grants
that
you a
far.
+2 bonus to AC for the duration, and it lasts
I am a god.
up to 10 minutes.
Okay.
And it's like he's surrounded by like a shimmering like breeze.
Uh-huh.
Which is cool
Wind.
because I've got fire too.
So they finally stop their dancing and they notice you, and you notice that that as they stop, you feel sort of a weird sort of relief. Almost like
Fry these suckers.
yeah.
Okay, I don't do this to. I look at the one that's dressed as me,
Okay.
and I
Which
cast.
you do notice now.
I cast dissonant whispers on it,
Okay.
where it just hurts its mind.
Okay.
So I'm not trying to make it aware that I'm totally attacking it, but it's surrounded by these chords of dissonant like sounds that are just harmful to its psyche. And while I'm doing this, I'm gonna say, "Give me my sword," and I just like scream the last word. And can you type in dissonant whispers real quick? I had a chance to write this all down, but I did not.
I don't know where.
Just go into a different tab and type in dissonant whispers and then 5E. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
All right, just to make sure I'm
You
doing
look
it
at the
right.
specifics on it, sure.
All right, so let's see. All right, the target must make a wisdom saving throw. That's what I wanted to check.
Okay. What do they have to beat?
They have to beat my saving throw, which is
14?
14.
Okay. And they fell.
Okay, so 3d6
Okay.
psychic damage. 5, 6. Holy crap! Did I just kill them?
16.
16.
The one that you attack crumples to the ground.
Good. I take my swords up. Are they my swords?
So as you approach the fire,
I've just killed like
now
some
everybody roll initiative. Everybody who's going to jump in.
I'm killing all these swords. Are they my real swords?
Natural
As I pick them up?
one. But wait, I don't have
Or
an
do I
initiative.
get to
So
pick them
you're
up?
approaching at the moment.
Yes.
How come I don't have an initiative thing?
That would be your dexterity. Yeah.
Instead of just +1.
Yeah.
2! After I rolled
What
a
if
natural
you're-
one.
And that's okay. You beat
My-
them. So.
My initiative is always
you're-
low. This is
If
going to be
you're
hard.
proficient in dexterity, does that apply?
Because
Or is it
Alara was
just your...
always...
What are you trying to figure out? Your initiative?
Yeah, if I'm either...
How many slots
It's
can
Let me
just-
I-
look it up.
How
I'll
many,
look
how
at
many
it.
slots
Try it.
can I use on this?
Initiative
Level 1?
determines...
You
Just
can use
one?
4.
I can use all 4 of these.
Yes.
For rest. And then what about this? I can use...
2.
And then plus this one.
That's separate, but
Yeah.
it's a second level spell.
Okay, just one.
No, it's good.
And this is levitate is on other people.
Either
not
way,
me.
mine's at least
No,
a
it's you.
20.
Me too?
Just you.
No.
Okay,
I guess you
at
can give it to
least.
You
I
can
thought you meant
levitate.
like plus 20.
No, at
Look,
least.
you can cast the levitate spell.
I think
And
you
I
beat
can do
everybody on
object,
initiative there.
Creature or loose object of your choice.
You can put on you because you're air. You're levitating yourself.
Oh, okay.
So, what was the range on your spell? I didn't even ask.
Dissonant whispers.
Because
60 feet.
60 feet, perfect. Okay,
So
I didn't
So
want
I'll
to take something
jittery
back. So
because of
okay.
the-
So
Not
as I
you.
see it die, I whisper to myself, you know, may the matron of ravens find you, and then I try to pick up my sword, my rapiers, because that's the whole purpose.
Okay,
I know that there's others
what's your
around
movement?
me. 30 feet.
Okay. You were about 40 feet away when you threw the spell,
Okay. Well, okay, so I rolled a 15 plus 2.
and
To
you
my-
got about a 20.
I got a 20.
Okay, you got a 20. You got a 17. You got a 2, 3.
2.
You should
Okay.
roll your natural one now.
So, all right.
Who's to say that that's not going to happen again?
So order goes Demitrius, Bask, creatures.
I have an 18 AC, by the way, right now.
Oh, because
Because
you
of
got my
her.
plus 2.
Just for
Yeah.
plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that...
Because the breastplate is a 14,
Uh-huh.
and then you
Creature
add
choice,
your
different range, yeah.
dexterity.
Okay.
So I put you can only put 2 into it.
Do you have spell slots?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah,
and
she
you're
does.
counting those.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
He's helping
Just
me
making
because
sure.
I've never done spells
Right,
before,
yeah.
so keep me
I'm
on
gonna,
track,
be,
guys.
I'm going to be taking care of hers for now
Okay.
until she's got
Okay.
it.
All right.
I'm always
I'm
like,
sorry. And I actually say that out loud. I'm sorry you have to die unless you stop now, give our weapons back, get us out of whatever we're in. And it's not my turn, but that's a free action. I'm
Yeah,
saying
speech is
this.
free.
Yeah, speech is free.
Speech is free.
I see them getting ready to attack, and I'm like, ugh, or something.
Oh, they look...
Well, they've noticed their dead companion, which is why they're ready to attack.
I feel badly about that. I didn't mean to kill it with whispering. Apparently, I scared it to death.
And the one that actually looks like it's Brise.
Breeze.
Brise. Prius.
Breeze.
The one that
It's
looks
like
the one that looks like
Breeze.
Breeze.
you can call me Bree.
The one that looks like Breeze actually speaks back to you and says,
Does it sound like me?
Not quite.
Oh, okay.
It sounds feminine, but it's more hissy. So
Glad these things need to die then.
she says.
I'm sure I've just upset at the Fae.
She says, clearly you have no intentions on letting us leave. Which is why you must die here.
You can try.
With that,
It would be your turn.
yeah. How far away am I at this point?
You're a monk.
You're about 40 feet.
You can-
You're about where
you
he
can get-
was.
You can get
So-
anywhere.
Then my speed is 40.
Yeah,
so
'cause you're a
I
monk.
will
Mhm.
I will move into melee,
Okay.
attack,
He comes out of the darkness.
just bolts out of. You see Demetrius, this dark shadow,
No longer
off to
stealth.
off to the side of you. This flash of darkness just dart in, run up to the small creature and begin attacking at this point.
Okay.
With a 15 on the first.
Gotta love those monks.
And
He's
then,
gonna be our weapon tonight.
And then with my, let's see.
I'm sorry if I killed something important.
Give me 1 second.
I normally will talk it out, but don't take my weapon.
Hey, no, it's
We have time for that later.
everything has its repercussions.
I know, and I believe, but I'm literally playing my character.
No, you're doing a great job.
You took my bond,
Yeah.
my literal bond
Uh-huh,
right there,
uh-huh.
my sword and my scarf.
Yeah.
Don't, it's just the way it works.
Do you have a scarf tied to your sword?
I have a scarf tied to my
Oh,
arm.
and you don't have your scarf anymore.
No, he does.
I
Okay.
have my scarf.
Then I'm going to use my bonus action with my martial arts
These
to make a
imps are-
second attack,
These imps are going
and
down.
that would be a 21 on that one. So a 15 and then a 21.
You're attacking one then another? Or are you attacking the same one twice?
Same one twice.
Okay.
So it would,
Okay.
it would have been like a kick and then a punch.
Yeah, you land solid hits.
Okay.
And with it, are you attacking the one that looks like you?
Yeah.
But this is the only one I
So
can do.
with it being a little bit shorter,
That's
I mean, you're
stealth.
easily landing hits towards its face and neck and vital
Okay,
areas.
We'll talk about this.
Okay. So that would be. Do you need the damage separate or
Just
together?
Just
All
total
together.
it up for me.
Okay.
A big
Yeah.
slump. Big slump of punching.
16 points of damage total.
Nice.
Okay, as you land your second hit, its neck actually crunches and it crumples to the ground.
You attacked yours?
I also nod to that one as soon as he kills it, and I whisper the same thing. Just-
And
That's
then
what I
it is now the last creature's opportunity to attack, so it will attack you.
You killed him.
So Brise,
Does a 13 hit?
It does not.
No, it does not. So you definitely parry the attacks that it throws your direction.
I just imagine Ip Man Wing Chun style, just like
Tell me why you are now attacking me. This is your chance. You can stop this, and we may let you go, but first you must tell us why you've brought us here.
And I second that motion. We'll let you live. I said before, and you didn't stop. I'm sorry we had to kill one of you, and that was my bad.
I'm not sorry I killed this one.
And then I agree with him. I'm willing to stop right now if you're willing to tell us where you are and get us out of whatever this is.
You mean like you murdered my friends?
I will murder you now if you don't stop.
Roll a persuasion.
I'm wrong. Either way, persuasion, intimidation. Oh,
nice.
natural 20s. Yeah, I think it's intimidating.
So,
Basically,
please.
I look like I'm death itself.
please, don't kill me. I'm clearly outmatched.
Where are they? Batman moment.
I surrender to your whims.
First off, then, what are you? What were they? If you want to start there.
We are from the Fey realm, but recently magic has been changing, and
I curse. I feel very terrible about killing a fae.
And we are just doing what we need to survive. Our tactics that we've historically used for thousands of years no longer are working for us.
It's probably because you steal people's stuff and run like 20 feet away and start dancing about it.
This typically is not our way.
But obviously it's not working. So I've got a new plan for you. How about you get us out of here? Are we in the Fae right now?
I could not tell you to be certain.
Did you bring us here?
We did not bring you here. We merely found you.
Did you bother waking us first before you start pilfering through our things?
Again, I'm sorry, but this is the only way that we knew how to survive in this world.
I pick up my swords.
Realizing
my
that was
swords?
kind of a dark thing to do.
Roll perception.
I feel bad,
What?
but I
Dark
also
thing what?
need
Oh,
to like.
just to walk them, just
Um,
kill these things that were dancing.
What am I doing? Perception.
Perception.
7.
As far as you can tell, they seem like your usual swords.
I'm very
that you use
familiar with
every
my
day.
blades. They're
Yeah.
like my extension of my body.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They fill
While
like my
they're
blades.
talking, I want to look around and see if there's like any other like of these same
I
creatures around.
test it
'Cause
against
I'm
the ground. I'm
wondering
like,
if there was only
that's what
3 of
I'm
them or if
Okay.
there was more.
Okay.
A 12.
Yeah, that was survival.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perception and survival are the same.
As far as you can tell, you don't see any
Okay.
any distinguishable tracks or anything that would
So-
indicate.
I'm gonna walk up to this little mini me and I say, "Can I have that back, please?"
And she says, "I suppose I have no choice."
I go up to it and I get down to its level, and I have my coin purse still. It was hidden on my body. That's how I do it. I pull out a single gold
Uh-huh.
and I come down to it and I said, "This will never repay you for what I've done to your brother or sister. I'm sorry for that, but this is shiny, and perhaps that's what you're looking for." And I said, "You can have that. That's an apology for me."
Seems a bit specious, don't you think, there,
she-
Dorian?
I kind of just look back, use my mask, and just back at the thing.
She holds out her hand to gather the coin from you.
I am now holding its hand to check if it's like corporeal, if
Okay.
it's like a
Okay.
physical being.
Um,
That's mainly my reason.
and
Also, I
as
feel a little
as
bad.
you place the gold into its hand, it actually starts branding and it shrieks and it goes, "Ah! What is this poison that you put in my hands?"
Apparently you don't like gold. I was wrong, and I apologize. Would you like?
Did you accidentally
start
give it a
looking-
silver?
Well, yeah, I
or
don't
an
know.
iron.
I said, I apologize. It's just simple metal from wherever I'm from. I didn't know it'd burn you. If I wanted to kill you, I'd just cut your head off. That's not what I'm doing.
And she says, I don't know hardly anything about this world, but clearly this is not something I can
Show me
handle."
your true face.
Did I get my glaive back
see
from
if she can do
her?
it.
Did
What's
she
that?
Did she give me my glaive back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Begrudgingly.
She
Showing intimidation. If it
she
makes a difference.
she you can see her squint her face and like trying to, and she is struggling. She can't.
Okay. Could you guys plug your ears for a second? No, I mean, like for real. Like plug your ears for a second. Just
Oh, like as the player?
as a
Yes.
player right now.
Yes.
I lift up my mask and I change my face. I say it's not
can still hear
completely
you.
hard. And then I put it back.
This doesn't work as good
And
as you
and
might
you
think.
see her look at you
You
and
can
she,
still hear.
You're good. You're good.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
What's that?
You're good. You can.
Huh?
So she looks back at you and she says, "How? I don't understand."
Perhaps
what?
if you can get me out of here, we could talk further and you could hang out with us a little bit. But don't steal anything, and please, for the love, can you help us get our way out?
But it's a mini version of us, isn't it?
It's a mini version of me still,
Oh.
right?
Yeah.
I've always wanted
did
a
the other
mini
two
you.
change into anything else
What's that?
when they died? The other two that
They actually didn't.
they still look
Mhm.
like mini us?
Mm-hmm.
Does it look like mini me or like mini me? Okay.
It looks like a mini Bask.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I keep that hidden.
Well, mini.
Of what you look like now.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Golden haired.
That's fine.
Yes.
All right. A bit like Luke Evans, but with
Yes.
like blonde hair.
Yes.
I thought you said like. I don't know.
Now,
It's,
I'm
it's a mix.
this is obviously some sort of trick. Why? Can you tell us where we are?
In my world, we call this K-list, but in your world, I could not say.
Are we in my world or your world?
As far as I could tell you.
That's it?
Yeah.
You don't know whether this is our world, my world, or your world?
As I told you before, magic is changing, and I do not understand the way things are currently.
I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts on it.
Okay.
I'm going to read its mind. I may be wasting a spell, I may not be.
No, you're good.
I want to know where we are. I'm going to see everything that this thing is thinking. Detect thoughts. Alright. I pull out a copper and I start speaking into it, and then I just throw it like this, and then I just put my hand in front of its face.
Okay.
And then I'm reading its mind.
Okay.
I initially learned surface thoughts of the creature, and what is most on its mind at the moment, and I'm the only one that hears it. As an action, you can either shift your attention to another creature. So at first, I'm going to detect its thoughts, and I'm going to keep holding the spell, and then I'm going to search outward if there's someone in the vicinity that has thoughts besides us.
Okay.
And I'm also going to look at him.
Okay. So you're detecting its surface thoughts, but you're also trying to read if there are other minds near.
Yeah, so I can probe deeper, and it will make a wisdom saving throw. But
Okay.
right now, I'm not letting it know
Okay.
that I'm reading its mind, but I'm just putting my hand out like I'm going to talk to it.
Okay.
And I am kind of speaking to it, like idle chatter, but I'm actually not even paying attention.
So you detect fear and confusion and
Okay, so at least that part's true.
and you are also detecting confusion about its own malice towards you and the group.
So it doesn't understand why we attacked it. All right, I now
It doesn't, well,
instead
yeah.
of probing deeper into its mind, I'm not going to probe other minds outward. If there's anyone watching us, if the
Okay.
fire is sentient, I'm looking at everything.
Okay.
Do I sense any other thoughts or minds besides in the
Don't.
circle? Okay, and in this moment, I kind of check his thoughts
Okay.
because I don't know who he is.
What are your surface thoughts?
I know who she is. You're probably thinking, this guy's nuts.
Surface thoughts.
Yeah. Probably like emotions
Yeah, no.
or feelings of trust, distrust.
I was just about to say distrust.
What, of this flaming black robe figure with a mask?
No, you sense distrust. You don't know what. You sense distrust. Don't try and metagame. No, you sense distrust, and
Don't wake up my baby.
you sense distrust and confusion, mostly.
Well, if he's confused, I'm not going to probe any deeper, and I'm not going to let him know that I'm looking in there. I don't need anyone to know I can do that. I immediately pull out.
Other than we see you throw a copper and go like this.
In that, actually, before I pull out, I'm probing. I'm going deep.
You're going deep?
I'm going deep. It has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, what's it have to? It has to be a 14.
14.
And what happens
I'm basically
if it loses?
It's okay. If it fails, you gain insight into its reasoning, if any, the emotional state, and something that looms large in its mind, such as something it worries over, loves, hates. If it succeeds, spell, okay, that doesn't matter. Also, I'm going to verbally say, who do you serve? Basically, I have to get its answer.
Okay. Okay.
You have a master of any kind.
So
So I'm saying this out loud, but it has to think. It's like directing
Sure,
someone towards
sure.
the lines in the road. They're going to look at the lines.
So you sense.
I want to know it's God, so I can apologize.
Sure. So
Sorry, I killed your baby.
you get these vague images. You see it. You see a tree. You see just a quick flash of kind of what the Fey world looks like and the way that it interacted.
Which is interesting. I've never seen
And
that, so I'm very thrown.
yeah, I mean, interesting colors and creatures, and specifically you see sprites. And
I'll say are you a sprite? As it's looking around. What are you?
and
What do you call it?
It says I was, but so to continue that same line of flashing, you actually see flashes of Brise's patron.
Mm-hmm.
Who
My goddess.
She's also
Matron
so
of
you see
reason.
I
flashes.
respect her deeply.
So you see flashes of her goddess, and you actually
That's
see
awesome.
flashes of
Does she
you and her
notice-
together.
Does she notice me?
What's that?
Does she notice me looking?
Who?
The matron. she's a very feared goddess.
No.
Okay.
So you're not actually seeing.
I'm just wondering if she sees through this.
You're seeing like
okay.
you know,
Memories.
Yeah, you're seeing memories. You see actually memories that she has of you and her together, like as you were traveling, and some brief conversations that you had, and that's kind of the extent of where that spell's going to take you there.
Okay, that's fine. So, all right, I pull out and I bow to it and I say,
and
I
as
apologize
you
to
pull
you.
out, it actually crimples and dies.
Oh, shoot. And I turned to everyone and said, I don't know what happened. I was trying to have a conversation with it and it died. I don't expect you to believe me. What was that about?
I have a feeling that this was some sort of trickery, some sort of
He died too easy.
something. This still doesn't make sense.
As a DM, do you allow me to check my swords again? It's very important.
Sure.
to me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
Perhaps the gods are speaking to us. We're supposed to be doing something
Well, I
here,
just killed their pets.
right?
Gods?
Yes.
I tell
They're
you what
involved in
I-
everything
God-
we do.
I tell you what I suspect
The
without
matron.
trying to reveal that I was looking into its mind. I say, from my gathering, it looks kind of like a sprite. Perhaps Sid was trapped on this side. Like I said, something's been going on with the Fae, and I believe it has something to do with that. But it seems like we're in the mortal realm.
Well,
It looks confused.
if that's the case,
Before we
then
murdered
us
them.
killing it sent it back to its home.
That's
Or
one
is
way
that
to
just
look at it.
demons?
That's
I
one way
have
to
no
look
Do
at
you
it.
know? Roll history. Or do you sincerely want to check?
I immediately,
Oh, let's see.
I
17.
Can the Fae be undead?
So
I don't think
So there's while you have slight confusion about it, you feel kind of certain now. Like you remember that you don't remember reading anything about the Fae returning to their realm after they're killed in the mortal world.
Yeah, that's just demons.
Yeah.
But
I'm going to
I'm
drop
gonna
to my
hold
knees
that in my
over
heart
the body,
because that helps me feel
and
a
I'm
little
going to
better.
say a silent prayer of apology to the Fae Mother and the Wild Mother, and tell her what happened, transpired, and if she's probably not listening because it's hard for me to believe in gods, but I'm going to be like, basically, I apologize for what we've done here, but we thought we were in trouble. May their souls pass and find joy, and just kind of end it with that. And I say it to myself. I'm not like, everyone hear me. I respect the dead deeply, and I feel very terrible about killing a bunch of sprites. But what's done is done. I stand up and I look around. What are you guys doing?
I'm gonna search around this fire and see if
Okay.
I notice anything.
Sure.
I'm just standing here holding my glaive like this.
17.
17.
Like, they just killed this thing. Episode 1.
You see all their possessions that they had. It's like 3/4 size everything that you had, which is really odd. The
Which
clothes.
is good, because gold is gold.
And right, and they had
Albeit fake gold.
right.
Wait, fake gold.
Fake
Fake swords.
gold.
I'm never trusting swords. There's going to be an issue.
So yeah, everything's like 3/4 size except the weapons were full sized.
Okay.
Oddly
that
enough.
makes me happy.
Yeah.
Or like-
other than that, you sense
holding my glaive like it's like
the
Little
fading
breeze before she died.
arcane aura
She's
that
probably so
was
cute.
there around the campfire.
There seems to be some. I'm not very good at understanding magic, but there seems to be something here that is not physical.
I'm sure.
Perhaps one of you two who seem to be able to do odd, non
do and understand are very different subjects. I can try.
And what are you? Are you a do or are you an understand?
I reach out with what magics I understand. I start humming a tune and trying to
You don't
feel
have detect
it
magic
in
or
the
anything?
vibration of the world around me, and try to detect with music and magic, does it create any resonance? Does it seem like it's a magic world,
Mhm.
or are we in our own?
So, as you try to attempt to feel the flow, as it were, of magic
I imagine it like
moving,
a river, kind of how we
yeah,
discussed.
yeah. So you're reaching out towards their bodies specifically, and And you notice there's sort of an odd dying flare, as it were. It doesn't seem like a normal stream.
You killed someone's dreams.
Maybe that was your hopes and dreams.
Oh, those are long gone.
You and I have that in common.
Well, perhaps we'll be friends. So,
Yeah.
what am I? So I say to you
laughed
because you
nervously.
asked. you asked me if I felt anything. I say, it seems only magic is dying right in front of us,
I still don't quite
but not
know
the world
why.
around me. Those things specifically.
Their bodies specifically
Okay, so I'm not sensing worry.
seem to
about
be
it.
having a weird, unusual flare of flow. Not
So
a typical, not what you would find in like a typical body storage of energy.
sure, they're a different world.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. I begin to use one of my sticks and dig just the shallowest grave possible of some respect.
Why don't you just throw them on the fire?
I suppose. I just put a nickel on them and watch them burn. I make a joke and I immediately regret it. I'm like, sorry, have it. Okay,
Alright.
you want to help me with the bodies?
Yeah.
All right, so I grab my body, throw it on the fire.
Do I
Gently.
wait?
Just a
Before he does that, do I know anything about the way Fae pass, like when they die?
You are
Because
a grave
I
cleric.
I have
She's
my
like a-
domain is grave.
Oh,
So
She's
I
like over the dead.
so do I like know how they would pass through? Just like, do you want me to roll anything?
go ahead and roll history.
The worst. No, I don't know
So,
anything.
from what you can remember, you know, you didn't really study Fae particularly a lot,
Mm-hmm.
but you do understand that magic is so much more deeply imbued into everything they do in comparison to the mortal
That's why I felt so
realm.
bad about it. They're much more
Um,
innocent than we are.
So with my knowledge of like
We basically kill children.
preparing the dead and that kind of stuff, do I feel that putting them in the fire is the best course of action, or burying?
Not necessarily. You just believe that they would
I just don't want wild animals to tear me.
appreciate somehow re-entering magic into the world, as it were.
So a fire would be
becoming magic
okay.
as it is.
Fire's
It
pretty
feels
flammable.
okay to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right. At this
I
point.
looked at you as you're just kind of like studying it, and I just waited, and I look at you and wait.
I just nod,
I
kind
just
of like
toss it in
I'm
the
holding
fire,
my
and
glaive like this.
I say the same thing, that the matron, guide you to wherever. I don't know where they go back to the Fae. I'm not familiar with God's realms. Anyway, now that we murdered a bunch of children, we have our things back.
Is
you're-
it dark still?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
like the same amount of darkness?
Roll perception on the sky.
Yeah, that's a question I was going to ask. Is it dark
14.
like night, or is it dark like cover of forest?
Both.
Okay.
So as you're looking at the stars, you actually, you travel at night, so that's something that you would have learned to recognize as star patterns. You do notice that it's getting near dawn, maybe a few
Oh, okay.
hours.
Do I recognize the star patterns
Yes.
then? Okay.
That's good.
So I feel comforted knowing
At least
that
we're
we're in
not
the
on another
mortal
plane
realm.
or anything.
Okay. Good to know.
Okay, in that case, I want to perhaps get to the road and find the Vistani. By the way, were you traveling with us before? Do I sense that we're getting some memories back? Now that we killed these
No,
things?
not particularly.
That's what I want to know.
But as you are all discussing the most recent memories you have,
Here comes the God. Where are my kids? Where'd they go?
right? No.
Oh.
You so as you're discussing these most recent memories that you have, you realize that you really don't understand what your connection is, particularly between
Yeah.
Demitrius and Bask and Brise.
Where was I heading? The last I remember.
The last you remember, you were actually headed towards Amon as well.
As we were.
Yeah.
We might have met him on the road. I mean, it was a big caravan, so, we could have been in the back.
I don't travel in caravans.
No, neither do I typically, but safety numbers. You get close to the city.
I don't typically travel
Where's
at all.
where's this at?
I'm just kind of drawing in the
we were
dirt
headed
Amon
to
is
one.
here.
with the
Oh,
end of my glaive.
Oh, that's where we're headed.
I traveled from here, and I met her around
Oh, okay.
Kaimal, and then we were headed that way.
Okay, so
So
chances
we
are
anywhere
we'll-
between
chances
Kaimal
are
and
we're somewhere between here, which would
Chances.
make sense.
We're in a forest.
the road. Yes.
Do I?
Maybe we can.
How long have we been traveling together? Me
Probably
and
a
Bask.
couple weeks.
From what you know between Kaimal and Amon, yeah.
Yeah, like I would
So
say
a
like
couple
a week or
weeks.
two.
Okay.
It's about 100 miles.
Maybe
So I
we
mean,
should-
by foot, that's quite a trek.
So, from what I know, I'm gonna say that we're probably, if we're in the forest, we're probably in this forest. What is that? Torian?
Maybe.
Somehow.
Perhaps we should wait till morning, till the sun comes up, and we
Yeah,
see.
you're probably right. Besides, who knows what else is out there?
And at least around this fire, we can see
And
what's here.
I need to rest to refuel my stores of energy that I just exerted. I feel exhausted.
Okay.
So
I always imagine
full
magic
rest,
actually physically drains you. In my
Yeah.
opinion. I mean, it doesn't, but it.
Well, here's the way that I'm seeing it. Just to explain, kind of the way I'm seeing it for us specifically, in the way the world is now. You have a reserve in your body, but there's
Mhm.
also magic without you. So you have the potential to maybe
draw it
manipulate
back in.
stuff that's not in your body, but you typically will use
Okay.
your stored up energy that's
Well,
within
mine
your body.
comes magic for bards comes from vibrations of the world around them. So I always imagine if I'm using the magic that I can draw in,
Mhm.
it comes to me.
And that makes you
But if
different
I
from a
push it out-
sorcerer or a
Oh, yeah,
wizard.
totally
or,
different.
Yes.
She gets it from a god directly. I
Mhm.
get it from
Mhm.
everything.
Mhm.
All right, so I say yeah, I agree.
All right.
Short rest at least.
So then I'll go and sit up against a tree that is in
And-
sight of the fire, and I'll sit down and say, "So, tell me, why were you heading to Amon?
Me?
Both of you. Why? We can start with you. I'm interested.
While
in
we're
hearing.
I'm going
talking,
with him.
while we're talking,
That's where
I'm
he
just gonna
wanted to
be
go.
I'm gonna be kind of humming a
How do you
tune
know
of rest. Short rest
Are
always.
you married? Is this your husband?
Allies get
No,
an extra
no.
1d6
No. Mm-mm.
HP, and they,
No.
they get
She's-
stuff back. So every
she
time
kind of
we rest,
blushes
I
a little
can-
bit.
Cool.
She's like,
Cool.
no.
I don't
Mm-mm.
think anybody was actually injured.
No, I don't think you.
No,
this
we
is kind of
didn't. We didn't
a
even
humming,
fight.
soothing
Yeah.
type thing.
Okay.
So you guys feel like a magic of like from my hum, like you're feeling rested more than you would.
Yeah, you feel a
Bards are
general
cool
warmth.
that way. Yeah.
We're just friends, kind of.
And I
We
don't
don't know each other very well.
I take off my mask and my
Couple
hood,
weeks.
and
I think.
I would be so lucky. No, she's I'm taking care of her.
How do you know her? How did you come to me?
We met on the road. She needed a traveling partner, and I needed someone that could heal me when I got hurt.
Seems a good combination.
I'm not fully being truthful, but do you want me to roll deception?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unless he's
Can
trying
I roll?
to do
Can I
insight.
roll an? Yeah.
Yes.
I'll roll an insight
In
to your
that case,
deception.
in
In that
that
case,
case, you
I'm-
will. Yeah.
And you don't know everything.
Yeah,
about
you're
me.
not getting past that unless you roll
Yeah.
20. 17 plus 6.
Oh yeah. No. Well, mine was a 15.
I sound pretty darn convincing.
Yeah, that,
I'm
okay.
a good liar.
Okay. That seems. I mean, there are people that.
But it's not
Venture and
fully
travel.
it's not fully a
No,
lie.
it's not fully a
I'm-
lie.
that's-
If we
Best
take a full
lies
rest,
are
I
do we
just
have
don't
to
know
sleep,
if you're
or
someone
can
I
we
can
just
trust.
like sit?
Short rests.
It's kind of like you
Okay.
could literally not sleep. You could
Yeah.
just sit there.
Oh.
You
That's
might
what-
be whittling or
Yeah.
stoking the fire,
Or
mixing a tune,
potions.
mixing
Okay.
potions. Yeah.
So, Dorian, what takes you to Amon then?
I smile and I said, "A bard's traveling companion." You know, I had friends back where I was from, and it just didn't work out. And so I was traveling to Vistani. They need bards, and so I'm a type of bard where we're called blades, and we are blade dancers. I can sing, and with the rest of them, I know quite a
Do
bit.
you have a musical instrument of sorts?
I do. I have a flute. It's a small one. It's called the tin whistle.
Okay. Okay. And that makes
Um,
sense, being a
But
blade.
I play the lute as well. But I don't carry a lute on the road. I buy them where I go, and I use them and sell them.
Okay.
So as
Impractical at best to carry
you're
a loot.
speaking with each other, you actually, I'm just gonna throw this in because it's not player knowledge yet. So you're actually discussing recent events that you remember. You
Of
passed.
the world.
You both passed through Kamal.
I'm kind of trying to heal our minds, by the way.
Okay.
The mind that being
Sure. You both passed through Kamal. You remembered having just recently attended a festival, which you knew was going to happen about 3 weeks later, according to your most recent memories.
Wait.
From when we.
So you're saying that he's thinking a festival's coming up and it's already happened, or
He's already experienced the festival.
We thought it was already coming.
That's
And-
bad for my job.
He believes it's going to be a few weeks in
Where
the
have-
future.
Where was it? This was at Kaimal.
Yes.
Okay. So
I stopped in Kaimal, so I was there for at least a week or two before I met her, doing things.
I came through Kaimal on my way to Amman, and I remember festival.
Yeah, how'd you end up in our company? That's an interesting bit.
That's what I'm trying to remember as well.
Were you traveling
Was
alone?
is that something that I was traveling with a group, near a group, or
Totally up to you on that. Yeah.
For me, I probably would not have been,
Mhm.
and so I'll say no. I was traveling alone last I remember, and I don't remember where I was, and I woke up. I'm having trouble connecting the pieces between the festival. Maybe there was a bit of.
Do you remember what festival it was for? I knew there was a festival coming up. I just didn't know.
No, have no idea.
You just saw
Nope. That's-
He doesn't really care.
no.
it. Right, you're like aloof. You're like,
Yeah. But he does remember
They were
having.
celebrating some god or
presents.
some magic or.
I kind of look you up and down while you're talking, and I don't make it totally like unobvious. I just kind of look you up and down and say, "So, your ropes. I saw you with your fists there. That was quite astounding. So, you mind telling me what your friend, what you do?"
As he cracks into a little smile there and says, "I am what you call a blood hunter.
I've heard of those. That's an interesting bit.
I seek out and destroy the darkness and demons."
That's a good job. There's probably quite a bit of that on the road.
There is. I've
That's probably why you
experienced
murdered
many
that little
things.
child with me so quickly.
You know what?
We didn't know if it was a demon. It could have been. Would
In my-
have sprung a trap on us and
You
killed
know-
us.
I regret springing into action so quickly, but
Had it been a demon,
I
we would have
protected
died.
myself.
Thank you for jumping in. I honoured the fight that you just jumped right in there and started killing those little guys.
It wasn't much of a fair fight, I'll say that.
No, I didn't know that
Was-
either.
What is Brise doing during this conversation?
She's just sitting, like, listening.
What,
and
like,
looking around.
As we're talking about killing
Like,
things.
if there's, like, yes, very just wide-eyed.
Do you
Just,
kill
like,
things? I kill
holding,
things.
holding her glaive like this, sitting, cross-legged, and just looking
I
between them.
pull out a piece of dried deer meat and I toss it over to you and say you should probably eat something.
She doesn't catch it.
All right, that's fine. And I say you should probably eat it
I
because
picture, like, the dogs.
You
when
might be in a
throw
bit
them
of a
treat
shock.
and they just-
She, like, tries, but, like,
Yeah.
doesn't.
She might be in a bit of
can't
a
catch
shock.
it.
you might want to eat something, get some blood pumping.
She just kind of just giggles and a little bit and grabs the meat and just kind of brushes it off and kind of like, okay, well.
I laugh and I turn back to you. So I say, so what are you doing so far away from your order?
Well, my order is farther in the north. I've traveled down here more as this is more. I'm still from the north. I am from Whitestone, but I have no ties there. I go
Whitestone,
where the
that's-
darkness takes me, if you will.
Well, I feel we'll all end up having that situation. So, well, if we're all headed to Amman, we're not quite sure where it is, but I mean, east, west, pretty easy to figure out.
Yeah, we'll be able to figure that out, and as the sun comes up, I'm sure, and then get
As long
out
as
of
we don't
these
get
woods.
jumped on by a bunch of things in the dark again. I'm not sure how they took our things. I mean, are we totally unaware? How would that happen?
In my experience, they could have drugged us. They could have cast a sleep spell on us.
You know, it makes me wonder about the Vistani we were traveling with.
That also.
I mean, they're gypsies. I mean,
that also.
I
could
trusted
play
them,
into
but I don't trust them.
a very astute observation on how I feel about you two.
Oh, fair. I mean, I used to
Especially
when I
that
did.
one. She's too wide-eyed for me to feel comfortable.
There's something
I don't
special
know what
about
to
her, and I
say.
can't quite make a deal
Is
of
it
it.
light
She has
by
white
now?
hair.
So yes, so your short rest is ending, and the conclusions that you've drawn is some time has passed. You're not sure how much, but you've lost some.
This makes me uncomfortable.
So now that it's light out, you can see that I do have white hair, and my skin has like a little like blue undertone to it,
Okay.
and my eyes are really like bright, well, like dark, like blue, like really
Okay.
blue, and my hair.
Like jarring.
Well, I
almost.
have it tied in a braid, but it's kind of out from like the fight or whatever, like walking. But it kind of like moves even when I'm sitting still, like a little bit, like.
So humanoid, but
Mhm.
doesn't quite look
Yeah.
human.
She
Okay.
could pass as human. But
Yeah.
There's definitely
But
something off.
upon looking further, and I assume, and you looked humanoid when I saw you in the dark. But explain a little bit more. Now that there's
Right, so-
more light.
I appear ordinarily handsome.
Okay.
Just ordinarily.
Are you're
handsome.
not wearing your little mask?
Not
thing?
at the moment.
Okay.
No. I only wear it for certain occasions.
And then sitting across as the sun's coming up, the fire, you would obviously realize, you know, not long, maybe slightly longer than your hair, but just like a dark black,
Jet
just
black.
just jet black, paler skin, and then in like his body type, he is tall and lean, but the muscle that is there is definitely there. It is toned.
It's obvious once
It's
the lights
obvious there, but he's not like you know, big and bulky like this.
I'm checking my swords one more time.
Okay.
You seem a little worried about this.
I am unsure. I asked you, so could you check if these are real? I really need to know.
I
Am
guess
am I just seeing these?
I take them and
You've been with me for a while. You know
I'm
these
holding
swords.
them.
I'm
Are they?
constantly checking them and taking care of them.
Roll perception.
14. I'm so.
No, that's better than mine.
I'm just like,
Do they seem like my swords?
Brise says,
sure. I think so. I just give them back really quickly. Just like, here, take them.
I take them and I before the short rest is up, just so you know, I've sharpened them, cleaned them, oiled them, made sure
Okay.
they're like pristine, and I've placed them back in their scabbards. Actually, they're on my back. I don't know why I just did this. They're on my back. So
okay.
So you're saying
I have
you
a
put
dagger
them
too.
back.
Oh,
Yes.
then there it is.
But I just made sure, just making
You've
sure
missed
they're
out
mine.
on quite a few.
I suppose it was holding my dagger as well. I never checked, but okay.
And I think it was you that was looking at tracks, and you saw where you came from. Thinking upon it, you can see quite clearly, or remember quite clearly, what road you were traveling on the road, and you were actually traveling north.
That's not towards mine.
No,
Unless we're on the south road. How would we have done on the south road?
So, and on remembering that, I'll say,
Yeah.
as we were coming up to see what was going on, I did notice our tracks heading south.
Coming from, yeah.
Coming from the south,
Mhm.
we are farther north, which would make sense to what you had said, but
We might be
perhaps-
north. We're probably north of the road.
Yeah, perhaps we should
Head
follow
south.
those and head
It's
back.
always good to follow your tracks if you have no idea where you came from.
Yeah.
Are we
I'm
following
sure there's an old
them
adage
to go
about
back
that.
to where we came from? Is that
Yeah.
what we're doing? Okay.
So follow our tracks until we find the road, if there's one.
That's what I mean. You saw your tracks, because you guys were camping on the road. So you saw your tracks on the road coming from the south, traveling north.
Oh, okay.
And now that it's daytime,
Are we
you,
by the
you
road?
know that that's what that.
Are-
So
So,
you're-
we're by the road?
You were before
Oh.
you ran off towards
Okay.
the bonfire,
So
Oh.
then we'll go.
because he
I'll-
checked it before you all ran off.
Right.
I'm glad we
okay.
checked the noise.
Also,
Would have missed my swords.
also, there was no. I don't know you that well. I don't know you at all.
Makes sense.
You were
I
not
don't know
going
him
to
that well either.
leave. You were not going to breathe. You were not going to eat until you had those swords. So, if you need justification for those things dying, you have it.
I feel
You
quite
would not
badly
be
about
going.
it still. I think they'll eat at me for months.
Won't eat at me.
You're much harder
And,
than I am, but I respect it. I wish I could just shark off the fact that I murdered those sprite children. But
I feel a reoccurring theme coming on here.
At this point, she's
It's a problem.
Brise stands up and she's just kind of brushing off.
yeah, she didn't do
She's
it.
kind of
It's
dirty
like-
and kind of trips
She's
a
never
little bit
killed
as she's
anything.
walking away, like from where she was sitting. kind of clumsy.
Perhaps we should head back.
I imagine
towards
we're
where we
saying
came
this
from.
while we're
Yeah.
walking.
Sure. So walking back towards the road.
Yeah, follow
Okay.
our way.
So you're at the road. Are you going to retrace your steps, or are you going
Does
to
it
continue the
look
direction
like
you were
it's
headed?
traveled? It's a big hint with an illusion. Oftentimes I forget little things like footsteps and.
Sure. Yeah, it
Wagon
is. It
trails.
is actually a normally traveled road.
Now, if it's a road to Amon,
I'm
it's
gonna
probably a few people.
I'm gonna try to
nearby.
find
I
like
mean, it's morning.
a
but
footprint from me, and so I'm gonna like go and like
We're like
put it up
super like,
to-
wait, it happened.
and
did
I
we
have
drink
small
last
feet,
night?
so like I would be able to tell. Do I
Sure.
find like one of my
Survival.
And I don't drink from anyone else's flasks
18.
ever, so
Yeah. So yeah,
I did,
you
okay.
find.
Okay.
Oh yes, that was my foot.
in that case,
I match it up. I'm like, okay, yes, these are our tracks.
I suggest perhaps walking until we meet someone on the road and ask them questions, because I'm not sure where we are, but that
Before-
way is where we need to go.
Before we do, let me take a few minutes here and kind of search this area where we had woken up, because we didn't get a chance really to
Clearly,
do
Vistani
that.
left us, so I agree. Let's find out
Yeah.
why they dragged us off into the woods.
So that would be a
Do you think it
16
was
to
them?
search where we
don't
were
know.
camping.
Where you were camping.
Yes. See if
Um,
there's a
So what'd you roll?
16.
16. So, as far as you can tell, it appears like it's probably a pretty well-established camp order. Things were set up in an orderly way, and it seemed like something that maybe you guys have been doing together for a short time. Well enough to have a rhythm.
Huh.
And we think
So we
So
were traveling with Vistani,
we
allegedly.
okay.
We were traveling with
So
him.
we think that we're guessing that we've been it's been like 3 weeks or something because of the festival.
Well,
That
that's
was, like-
that's the distance between their
So somewhere
gap,
between we got connected.
but
Okay.
who knows how much longer than that it was.
Who knows what date it is? Oh, that's bad. I was supposed to meet a contact. Yeah, it's gonna come back to bite you.